Today I'm taking a walk to a grave site, and it's the grave of a holy man named William Smith, who was fairly unremarkable right up until he was on his deathbed in 1647, where he made a prophecy that 400 years later would shake the world. This is the story of the prophet's grave. The Reverend William Smith came to Largs parish in 1643. The Reverend William Smith came to Largs parish in 1644. He was young, in his mid-20s, and he had only been the parish priest here for 3 years when the plague hit this area and most of the world. It was the typhoid plague that devastated countless numbers of people, and Largs was hit particularly badly. Just over this little bridge here, we'll come to the grave of Reverend William Smith, who chose the exact site that he wanted to be buried before he died. And that spot was right here. And this is the gravestone of Reverend William Smith. And it was on his deathbed in 1647 that Reverend Smith gave a prophecy with some of his last words. And the prophecy was that he was to be buried here in this spot, and there were holly trees to be planted at the head of the grave and at the bottom of the grave. And he said that as long as the holly trees never touch, no plague will ever befall Largs. That was almost 400 years ago. And in the early 21st century, approximately 5 years ago, the holly trees had grown, arched over, and began to touch. And it wasn't long after that that the whole world was rocked with COVID, undoubtedly a plague. Could this have been the prophecy that Reverend William Smith had warned against? Speculation on my part, speculation on the part of some other people too. There was an outbreak of cholera in this area in the 19th century, and some people speculate that that may have been the fulfilment of Reverend William's prophecy. But no one thought to come and check to see if the holly trees at the foot and the head of the Reverend's grave were touching, so we'll never know. But what we do know is that at the outbreak of COVID, the holly trees were touching.
In larks the sea winds whispered low, as plague began to rise. In 1647, death closed too many eyes. The Reverend William bore the weight of sorrow, prayer, and pain. He buried kin, he buried hope, he walked through fire and rain. The fever took him slow and grim. He called them to his bed, and with his final breath he spoke strange words that still are said. Plant holly at my hayden feet, let both be kept apart. So long as branches ne'er touch, nay plague shall grip this heart. Let holly guard the grave I take. Let none forget this vow, for if their branches ever meet, the world shall suffer now. A prophet's word in stain and leaf still echoes on the wave. The fate of many bound in bark above the prophet's grave.
Thanks very much to Elaine for bringing this area and this story to my attention, and I hope you enjoyed this little semi-documentary and trip to the grave of Reverend William Smith, the prophet's grave. And until the next time, cheerio the now.